guys, welcome back to another episode of 5 Drinks to Midnight. And on the show, we bring the questions, guests bring the drinks, we try to wrap up before midnight. Today, we're headed into the Flatiron District, and we're going to talk to Hemant Pathak, GM and award-winning mixologist of Junoon. But before we do, like and subscribe, leave comments, tell us what you think. Let's get started. Thank you so much for joining us. 5 drinks per minute, 5 drinks, 5 questions. Thank you for having us at Junoon. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
It's a fuck yeah, why not? Dude, welcome. It's always a pleasure, and I'm glad to meet you in person at Junoon.
Yes.
You know, it was few days we met.
Yeah.
The very first time. It was lovely meeting you that day, and glad seeing you again.
No, it's a pleasure. Again, again, your drink was one of my favorites that night, and you absolutely killed it. And then also just first time here, the bar is fucking gorgeous. Holy cow.
Thanks.
That's amazing.
It's a day in and night process to select what we want to see when we sit this side of the bar. And it's all the reflection like what you would like to mix when you're other side of the bar. So it has to be a balance.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. I guess question one is we got 2 beautiful looking cocktails in front of us.
Yep.
What are we drinking?
So I have to start with my favorite cocktail, which could be nothing but a Negroni.
Excellent.
So over the year, I became a little bittersweet.
Okay. Cheers.
Just to that.
Oh.
I have done many variations in over the decade in Negroni, with spices and with herbs, with fruit, with some of molecular thing. But classic is classic.
Classic is classic. That is. I mean, that's a gorgeous drink. Let's just jump right into it. So, question 1: how'd you get started in the hospitality business?
We have to go back to India for that.
Okay,
sure.
please. Look, from the social stalking that we did, you have one hell of a story. So we want to hear all about it.
My story is like a movie. So I born and grew up in foothills of Himalayas. If you come from a small village, and that is Chitwitse, it's around the mountains. If you drive 40 minutes, you are in Nepal. If you're going to, if the road is going uphill, that is towards the China and whatnot. So I literally come from a border area. I studied Hindi medium, coming from middle class family, all Hindi medium, co-education up until 12th grade, and learn my alphabets in 6th standard. Still my English is not good looking, but I try to manage.
You're doing great.
Then first time after my 12th grade, my family, coming from a middle class teacher family, they wanted had me pursue like civil services,
okay,
sort of like administrative departments to handle in India. So they wanted to push me towards that, but I don't know what happened. I suddenly got fascinated with the hospitality business, looking into some TV channels and reading some articles, news, magazines. So, and I convinced my parents. They believed in me, and they said, go ahead. And I went about the capital of my state. It's called Dehradun. So I went for the hotel management and tourism 3 years of degree program.
Okay.
So that was the very first time I got into like complete English textbook. It's like it was a nightmare. How am I gonna handle all these for next 3 years? But more than anything else, meaning when I was leaving home, my father told me couple of sentences. He said, "Son, if you get a chance to, clean a floor, do it in such a way that people say somebody swept the floor today." So, and that was good enough for me
to
go ahead and, create a dream for myself. create a path for myself. So 3 years I finished my hotel management. I came to Delhi very first time in 2008, and I had very little knowledge about English, but I had so much of passion that I wanted to change the world. That kind of I had so much I went to the interviewer in HR departments, and I knew that what they're gonna ask me, like, you tell me something about yourself.
Yeah.
So I had overnight a paragraph kind of prepared about myself, and I said that, and they find something in me, and they said, like, you know what, you got hired.
Wow.
So I entered into a 5-star hotel right away.
Okay.
So I started as a server in an Indian restaurant, but there was a kind of non-operational bar, small nice bar, cute bar, but that was non-operational. So I convinced my manager, like, can we have this live? Can we start doing some straight drinks or some maybe at least non-alcoholic drinks from here, so we can save some labor and time, and present it to the guest in a second. So I think he liked the idea, and he said, like, go ahead. So that was the start point for me.
Okay.
And from there, it was hardworking, in and out work, having great company around me all across. I worked with some of the best people, starting very first job till now. So, and I think people makes a big difference in your life. So, all those inspiration helps. Then suddenly all these helped me to grow up at the initial stage. Then I got a chance to move to a new bar which were about to open inside Taj Hotels in Delhi, called Blue Bar. There I worked with a very seasoned bartender called Tim Judge, a guy from Manchester, UK, 18 years of experience. There I started learning about the alphabets of bartending. Within 6 months I started competing, and competition is the best way to judge yourself, judge the potential you carry. And I was runner-up for my very first competition, that was Bacardi Legacy, and that 2010 I couldn't win. I was so sad. Then I again started working very hard for all years. Then 2011 the Diageo World Class happened. I happened to be first Indian to win among 396 bartenders within the country. Then got a chance to represent India among 34 countries. And at the global finale, I think I did very well. I'm very proud of myself. I finished one challenge number 1. So that changed my mixology profile overnight.
Yep.
Next day, literally, I got interviewed by 5 different countries. I was in GQ National, International, Class Magazine, Elle Magazine. I did Indian news channels and newspapers is in and out. So that helped me to create my profile over internet as a bartender, as a mixologist. Then 2012, again I got a chance to represent India in Puerto Rico for Bacardi Legacy as a guest bartender.
Yeah.
So that was my entry in this country.
Very nice.
And again from there, I had little money in my pocket working at Taj. $6,000-7,000 in rupees was like 3 lakh rupees. I said, you know what? Everybody talk about New York. Let me see what's in New York. So from there, I ended up coming to New York. Stayed here for 3 weeks. I said, like, I think I can do a lot in this city. And people say New York or America in general is the land of opportunity. Yes, of course, 200% agree with that. But it takes a lot. It takes a lot. So first 6 months been very rough. I end up, become homeless. But I think I found a way. I had belief in myself. I said, the moment I will get a shaker and get a bar counter, I'll make money. That was not a problem. Yeah. I just wanted to find out what is appropriate for me. And long story short, somehow, it's another big story, but I came in contact with the owner of Junoon, Rajesh Bharadwaj. And we happened to work in Taj Gulbab Hotels. So he knew like what background I'm coming from. And looking into my awards, achievements and certification, he said, like, they were planning to open Junoon in Dubai that time, 2013. He said, you want to go to Dubai? I said, like, no, I'm not going to Dubai. I could have been go there like long back, but I want to start from here. If you ask me to go to Dubai within the company, I will go, no problem. But I want to start from here. So I think he understood, where I'm coming from, and
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I think you nailed it, because if you say if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. So, yeah, off that. So, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but please continue with yours, because it's
No, all good.
fascinating.
Since then, it's in and out. It's all happening. So,
Is it- well, then off of that, have you always had like a flavor profile for like the bittersweet, or like?
I think I developed that over the years.
Okay.
And for me, Negroni is such a drink. So once you start liking it, so many things you're not gonna like in your life. So yeah. So for me, this either you love it or you hate it.
Yeah.
There is nothing in between.
Yep. No. That's,
Also, once you go to that limit, then you wanna stick with that.
that's awesome. Love it. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, again, I think that. I mean, that is. I mean, it's an awesome story. Like you and the research that we did when we were stalking you, it was just amazing. Like your awards background and everything, and then like a Michelin star here. And
Junoon, being very sophisticated, helped me to do it in a nicer way. A restaurant which been Michelin for 8 consecutive years with 1 star since very first year of opening, having a wine program with 500 level of wines. As you said, the glass of the Wine Spectator Award, Best of Glass of Excellence. Again, kind of like a set mixology program. So I had a ground set for me, right? I just needed to step in and start hitting the ball. Nothing else. So and with the support of the management and owners, I think I did very well. One thing I changed was the mixology program, the perception of the mixology program, I rather say, because with my little travel, I realized there are bars inspired from different culture, countries, and with a different flavor profile, but there was nothing like something which is more focused into India or Southeast Asian in general in terms of flavor profile. So I thought, Junoon is the right place for me, where I can get inspiration from the chefs with my team, and we can call it spice-inspired mixology, including various teas, spices, exotic fruits from our land. So that became the staple thing and became an inspiration for the entire program.
Wow.
And since then, it's a kind of happening there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then is that what we have
you
in
see
front,
here
or
some of them?
Yeah, all right.
But this is many more.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So whatever we do, we try to bring some elements in terms of Southeast Asian flavors, pretty much Indian tea and spices, exotic fruits based on season and availability and whatnot. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, I think that's a freaking great origin story, and I mean a true success story. So that's question 1. So cheers to you,
Cheers,
sir.
Yes, thank you so much. Yes.
Thank you. That's freaking amazing. Before we jump into the next question, I want to tell you a little bit about our latest sponsor, Magic Spoon. I love sugary cereal, but as I start to get older, I start to realize it's full of sugar and it's not anything I should really be eating. And I gotta earn my booze. So whiskey over sugary cereal, I'm gonna pick some whiskey. And that's where Magic Spoon comes into play. It's got 0 grams of sugar, 13 to 14 grams of protein, 4 to 5 net grams of carbs in each serving, and only 140 calories per serving. They're also keto-friendly, gluten-free, grain-free, and soy-free. Their variety pack comes with 4 delicious flavors: cocoa, fruity, frosted, and peanut butter. As you can see, I love the cocoa. And Magic Spoon is so confident in their products, it's backed with a 100% happiness guarantee. So if you don't like it for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. So click on the link below or scan the QR code on the screen and use the code 5DRINKS for $5 off, or go to magicspoon.com/5drinks to save $5 today. Now let's get back to those questions. Question 2, drink 2. What are we drinking?
We had a nice Negroni to start with, which we consider as an aperitif. So I had to slow it down.
Okay.
Because your episode is all about 5 drinks.
Yeah.
So I have to keep myself going.
Yeah.
So it's you being my guest. Right?
Yeah.
So I made a low-proof cocktail from our current spring-summer menu. This is called Charmed Cobbler.
Okay.
The beauty of it is it's inspired from any cobbler in the world. Sherry based. Sherry cobbler was popular and still popular. So dry sherry with rhubarb amaro. It's called spumante.
Okay.
So amaro bitterness with
Rhubarb?
earthy, flavorful rhubarb.
Wow, all right.
And some grapefruit, lemon, as well as the Junoon's homemade coriander and blackberry puree, like flavored syrup or puree, whatever you call it. That's where the color coming from too. To
Awesome.
an extent, all right. Just like that.
Cheers.
Let's refresh ourselves.
Oh. Wow. Okay. Yeah.
So you have a lot going on, you know.
Yeah.
You feel sherry, but at the same time, you have the rhubarb,
Yep.
the vegetal,
Yep.
you know, grounded. Then that spice, the coriander, just kind of like hits with the citrus. Yep.
Okay. Hang on. That's really fucking good.
So I had a cobbler in my menu since we started, and this recipe is charmed cobbler number 2. My lead bartender here, his name is Francisco. He just said like, boss, this could be a little bit of rhubarb amaro, could go really well. I said like, go on. So he just like took that, and I said like, dude, after Negroni, if I'm drinking anything, then that has to be this charmed cobbler. So
That's awesome. I mean, I'm right there with you. I think that is just.
so this become my season's favorite. So I wanted you to have a taste of this.
Oh, please, I'm honored. Thank you. This is freaking awesome. Well, I mean, this almost leads perfectly into question 2. So, again, being, I guess, a multicultural bartender, if you will, and you talked about home and the flavors and everything, and then what you guys are known for the flavors here. What's a day in the life like for you when it comes down to like creating a cocktail menu? Again, I know that you also have a little bit of a culinary background as well,
Yeah.
and then you know, like you just said, you're part of the training of all the bar. Like, do you sit down with like bartenders and chefs, and like, I mean, can you tell us a little bit about your process?
Yeah, absolutely, man. So here at Junoon, what we do, we work collectively as a team, because end of the day, it's not you what's gonna make a program. It's a team collectively with their effort and hard work and knowledge. They create a wonderful program for the company. So the biggest advantage here in Junoon is a wonderful skilled back of the house team, which is our chefs and the entire crew. So every season we sit with them and we see what's going on in their background, in their upcoming seasons flavor profile. So we take the inspiration from there because they are more into what is seasonal in terms of their research and development. And then I take an inspiration from there. Then more than anything else, one person could be the best friend for me in the hospitality business. That is my pastry chef.
Okay.
So our chef here, Gustavo, is very talented, and he come from Guatemala, but working with us for years, he has extensive knowledge about Indian spices, herbs, and flavors. So he always my counterpartner. I was like, okay, if I need something molecular or something unusual in my cocktail, he's my guy.
Okay.
I run to him.
That's awesome.
And it's always an advantage to have good people around you. Then we sit down, we see like, okay, what cocktails been popular in the last season versus what we're gonna replace, and we don't change the whole menu, but we change few cocktails every season to make it more vibrant for our regular guests. And how I do is basically it's all about imaginations and your entire thinking process about a cocktail. So I start with sketching a cocktail.
Okay.
To see what I'm looking for, long, short, what kind of glassware I need. It's all about imagination. Start
Sure.
from here, right?
Okay.
Then I see what could be the choice of liquor for that season. For example, here, this is our low-proof cocktail, and it has alcoholic percentage here. It's just a sherry, wine.
Yeah.
Alcohol. But we wanted to make it refreshing and easygoing, So then I see what could be the pointers for garnishes, glass, ice, and whatnot. Then we jump and do all the experimentation.
Okay.
And it's at end of the day, it's 5 brains is better than one.
Sure.
So I believe in that. So
Excellent.
It's not about you, it's about the people around you.
Absolutely, yeah. There's an Irish saying, "Rising tide raises all ships." So yeah,
There you go.
there you go. Do you have a spice or a liqueur that's like your multi-use utility? Like it's something that you carry around that is like your like favorite or like.
Meaning, see, as a creative person, where I don't even call my cocktails cocktails, I call creations. You always look for something new,
Okay.
something adventurous, something which can challenge you in terms of opening the creative mind, left to right. So I love everything, man. There is nothing very particular, but one spice which been around my menu is ginger,
Okay.
which is the root, and ginger in some form is always a part of my menu.
Okay.
So I don't know if I like that much, but yes. But yes, because I have many others, Not only this, like in the current menu at Junoon, we have a cocktail called Junoon in Manhattan, where I have a Junoon made Amaro. We do it here. We like high proof neutral grain spirit. We infuse with subi with 16 different botanicals, herbs, spices, teas, and peels, citrus. So, but there I did so much of deep research about Indian Ayurveda and picked the things from there. So there are various things like Ashwagandha, Akarkara, Timur. Probably you are not familiar with all these names, but these been in the existence for thousands of years.
Okay.
And it has like amazing medicinal benefits to have all these flavors. And I cannot easily get it here. Sometimes I kind of like bring it with me when I'm flying back to United States.
Okay.
If I make it, I make it. If the at the airport they stop me, I explain. But I never had a problem so far.
Right.
So I'm good.
All right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So in terms of what is favorite versus not, I think I like everything.
Okay.
I'm open to get challenges in terms of different flavor profile because it's endless.
Yeah.
Right. So.
And you were just talking about how you just went full circle and you are now opening up bars back home. And is there a huge difference between like flavor profiles, or are you more like this is our drink, this is our cobbler, and it goes global, or is there stuff more like?
So of course, meaning in terms of flavor profile, there could be some changes because back home in India, if I talk in general, here we get green lime and yellow lemon, but there we have only one kind of citrus. We call it lemon. We start with green, the tiny one, turn into yellow,
Okay.
and we call it
Lemon.
So there is only one kind of, and if you want to buy like the yellow lemon, which cost you like $1 or $2 a piece, which is I remember using back in 2010 for my competition and buying one lemon for like $1. That is in Indian rupees, a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
So when you at Loya, the project what we did for Taj Group of Hotels, we took most of the creations or cocktails from Junoon's menu, and we recreated the entire menu there. Then I had to tweak the recipes a little bit, but as a creative person, I know the flavor profile. I just have to balance it.
Okay.
So of course, yes, you do get like spices that could be so much fresh, and it takes little time for those spices to get over here.
Yeah.
And the same thing with the citrus and of course, it changed. Yeah.
Well, that's all. Again, this was amazing. So yeah, this is just this is perfect right after a Negroni. So I agree with you. Like, so cheers.
Yes, man. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you like it.
Question 3, drink 3. What are we drinking?
So this time, Tim, I want to take you back to the gin, and inspired from very classic gin sour. Could be nothing but gin with citrus and some sort of sweet agents. But this one is special. This one has a very unique ingredients, which it's close to my heart, mind, and soul from my childhood. So it has a thing called muleti. Muleti, the word, Hindi word for licorice. So muleti is close because in my childhood, when I have some sort of sore throat, cough and cold, mom used to give me a piece of that.
Okay.
And ask me like, okay, put it in your mouth, and when it soak into saliva and becomes soggy, and then it gives you like a very soothing, relaxing aftertaste, and somehow like you get rid of that congestion. So it has a lot of like medicinal purpose.
Okay.
So what I do here, I infuse, I sous vide that muleti with gin because like a root. So you have to extract the flavors. So
Okay.
160 Fahrenheit for 20 minutes. So I use the sous vide technique and I extract the flavors. Then I simply shake that muleti infused gin with Junoon citrus, which is a combination of passion fruit and lemon.
Okay.
And then that's it. That's pretty that, and some sort of citrus like lemon. So that's it.
Wow.
That's what it is, you know. So simple sour, but that one unique ingredient, muleti. I'm positive you're gonna love that.
Oh, I'm so like this is I think probably one of the most beautiful drinks I think I've ever seen. So this is amazing.
And it has that honeycomb trail on top, just to amplify like you know how the combination honeycomb versus licorice, you know, kind of paired together. So that's the whole idea.
Wow. Awesome. Cheers.
Yes, my friend.
Wow. That's amazing. Wow, because again, you get the passion fruit, and then the licorice just kind of gets you. Yeah.
Very soothing. You know, once you finish this drink, and if you have a glass of water, or anytime you have a water after having a sip on this, you're gonna have a sweet aftertaste already. You know, that's the properties this wonderful root has.
Wow, I know who I'm calling when I got a cold, because this is amazing.
So you know, call you a bartender's doctor, you know.
Yeah, well, no, actually, I mean that's the whole point.
Or you get here for a drink.
Yeah. I mean, I am a firm believer that I think a bartender is one of the most important people that you need to have in your life. I mean, they're your real estate agent, your doctor. They are the world connectors. They know everybody and everything. So yeah, having a bartender that you can call friend is definitely a must for everybody. So,
Thank you.
but wow,
Thanks for the respect.
This is amazing. Like honestly. Wow. Okay, so question 3. I read that a mixology class with Sir Gary Regan changed the way you approach the bar. Can you please tell us about that? I mean,
yes, man. So Sir Gary Regan, late Sir Gary Regan, always felt me like a family, and always feel myself secure being around him. My first introduction to Sir Gary was the Ajuwat class. He was a judge for one of the competition among 5 different. And you know what inspired me to stick with that gentleman during my overall cocktail presentation. I was doing a flip with rum, and I completely forgot to pour rum into my shaker.
so it's just
I think that has happened with many bartenders.
yeah.
But my true story, that I completely forgot, and I was keep talking and explaining what I'm doing, and he understood like where I'm coming from. It was just a simple human error, and he called the brand ambassador. I said like, and he said like, Hemant forgot to put a rum in his shaker. So he came back. He whispered in my ear like, hey, you forgot to put rum. Then I suddenly so you know what, I rectify my thing. I shake, I pour it, then I put a rum, then I kind of like using a throwing technique.
Okay.
I made it happen somehow, but the person like him could have been disqualify me. Like,
Yeah.
So like, okay, I'm not tasting your drinks because, but that's like, you know, a bartender judge who come from a same background, who understand the pressure, who understand the stress, who understand being on a platform like the Azure class, how important it is. And he let me finish my drink, hear all my story. So that was like when I finished and went back to my hotel room, I couldn't stop myself thinking about him and his generous behavior and a reaction, instant reaction at the moment. So then when I came to United States 2012, and he wrote a very big article like 5 bartenders to watch for Time Out, and he put my name down because he knew me from Delhi. Then occasionally I used to go to his house in upstate. I did his he used to do a mindful mixology bartender shop, so I went there with my Junoon bartenders. So and when he died, I was the saddest person in this world. So but anyway, this is what it is. But he inspired me in many ways. Being humble is one of the most important things I learned from him, because on a global stage I met him with that incident. And when I went for mindful mixology, then I sat with him. I talked to him like a family member or like elder brother or a good friend. Like people makes a big difference in your life, and Sir Gary Regan is one of them for me. So
that is, I mean, it sounds like it wasn't just a class. It sounds like he was a complete mentor to you. So I mean, cheers to him.
Cheers, my friend. Cheers to him as well.
But that's amazing. Like, again, an amazing man and an amazing drink. This is just wow. I you got me. Like, I am honestly, like, this is amazing.
Yeah. If you have a bite on this, it has amazing flavors. I use a very different spice to create this. So if you have a bite on this, then you have a sip on a drink, it's going to change the flavor profile in a good way.
Oh, wow.
The whole combination, because when we create that with the gluten, we use touch of butter, and butter being a fatty ingredients, it coats your palate. Then the citrus helps to, the citrus helps to, clean it, and the saliva goes back and forth.
Yeah, I'm gonna need this on tap. Like, you're gonna have to make me a batch of this. This is honestly, I want a little tin of these cookies, and I want this a batch at home. Wow, honestly, this is just.
I'm glad you like it.
And again, I'm not a gin guy, so like this is.
So this is like a very simple thing. I didn't do anything much.
Yeah.
I just got one extra ingredients in a classic gin sour, sweet, sour, and gin. Nothing else. I just got muleti, which is a family of liqueurs. Nothing else I did anything.
Wow.
Right. But how one simple ingredient can change the entire profile of a drink.
And is this on the menu now?
It's in the menu. It's called muleti.
Okay,
muleti
good.
sour. Yeah, it is.
Good.
It has to be in the menu.
Yeah, I was gonna say
At Junoon, you can find it. Not only in Junoon, for me it's like a global cocktail now. If you go to India, in Loya's menu, you can find that.
Okay.
And slowly it's gonna travel to every city in India. And so as it's close to my heart, it's a very refreshing, easygoing drink. It's gonna travel to our new location, which we are opening in a couple of months, called Jazba in East Village.
Okay.
13th Street and 2nd Avenue. We are opening a new concept with amazing bar, cocktail program, so as a very exclusive kitchen, the food. This cocktail, I'm positive that it's gonna be there too.
Excellent. Well, again, congratulations to opening a new spot too. I mean, we're just toasting away now. Like, this is just
so many toasts tonight.
Yeah. But this is just, honestly.
All right.
Question 3, question 4. Jeez.
Question 4. Yeah.
Question 4. What are we drinking?
So, Tim, this time we have very special Junoon drinks for you, which probably could Not probably. It's going to be a part of our RTD, and this is nothing but a sort of old-fashioned. But here, I replaced white or demerara sugar with my homemade spice nectar, which has about 11 different spices.
Okay.
So believe me or not, but it took me about solid 2+ years to perfect this recipe. Not that I was working day and night on this, but every time I do this recipe, I used to find like sometime one spice then other is overpowering. It has a range of different flavor profile like cinnamon versus star anise, bay leaf, nutmeg, white pepper, black pepper, sumac. It has rose petals, hibiscus tea. So it's a range of like cinnamon versus rose petals. Right?
Okay.
So strongest versus weak. Then every time it used to give me a different one set of profile is very strong. Then over the years, over the time, I realized that I think I have to change the technique. Then slowly I started making the spice water separately. Then it's the art of blending.
Okay.
So art of blending, make a consistent spice water, then add sugar to call it spice nectar.
Okay. And so you said there's 11 different spices then?
11 different spices in the syrup.
Okay.
Which I think strongly push the flavors of a high proof bourbon. Here I am using Knob Creek 126.6 proof select barrel, which is the only way to balance a cocktail like old fashioned. Either have a high proof in terms of spirit, or you just have less sugar.
Okay.
Right. But you want to have it balanced. It's a little sweet cocktails, but with the sweetness, I wanted to add a bunch of, the harmony of spices, which can complement the bourbon itself.
Very nice.
All right. So we call it Masala Rye.
Okay.
Or Masala Whiskey.
Cheers, because it smells absolutely amazing.
And the smoke on top was the star anise.
Oh, wow.
So the
Okay.
sweet aftertaste,
Wow. Wow.
Hold the spirit, and at the same time you find a harmony of spices all around.
It's like a Christmas cookie.
Here we go.
It's
Absolutely nailed it.
oh,
Yep, just like a Christmas cookie.
it's amazing.
And the star anise smoke gives you a very nice sweet aroma and flavor.
Yeah.
Which really complement the whole flavor profile.
Wow.
It's Christmas in a glass, man. Mm-hmm. It came to you so early this year.
Yeah. Or late already.
But more than anything else, Tim, you're gonna complain that I went to Junoon and Hemant never offered me a dark spirit cocktail.
Oh.
So I wanted to give you something with
I would never
barrel
complain.
aged,
I mean, everything
I'm
is
giving
just...
you low proof and gin based cocktails.
Please. I mean,
There we go.
again, you have blown my mind. Like, this is... Wow, I keep staring at it because I'm so, like, the complexity that I keep getting from it is just amazing. It's just...
So this has been a part of my menu since very first day, though I was keep improving my recipe. And now I'm in a stage where I can say like, okay, this is the part of our Junoon's RTD, ready to drink bottle program, which is happening very soon. But this is one of the hard selling cocktail from my menu.
Wow.
Everybody love it.
It's... as you should. I mean, that's just amazing. Like, wow. If you ever need a taste tester, my friend, just call me up. I'll be more than happy to come on over. Wow, that is amazing. Oh, wow. It just keeps... You're getting so much, like, there's a little spice in there. There's a little bit of sweet, like, the sweetness comes in, and then all of a sudden there's another spice, and it just... Wow, it's amazing. That is so, like, honestly, that's... Trust me, I can lie to you, but my face can't. So my face is very happy, and it tells you, like, it just...
I'm happy, man.
That is... Okay. All right, so I have to read this off, just because, again, all my notes are on my phone, but tied into question 4. So you have won a shit ton of awards. and they are well deserved. The HT Crystal Awards, the Diageo World Class Best Bartender Award, World Class Global Classic and with a Twist Awards, the Patron Margarita of the Year Award, top 7 across the globe. Like, I mean, it's not just small, like we're talking global awards. And again, I mean, the Michelin stars that are up on the wall, and then again, Spectator Best Bar Award of Excellence, and so many more. I guess just question 4 is proudest moment. I mean, honestly, like, is it? You talk about simplicity and being humble, but honestly, sir, like, you are nothing shot. Like, you can be as humble as you want, but you deserve to. Like, this is a good time to brag. You are a fucking genius, and like, you should be. Please tell us your, like, what are you proud of?
Thanks, man. Thank you so very much. I know all these awards and accolades comes with all your hard work. Yeah. So I really respect all these, and I respect every institutions who, felt that I deserve all that. But more than anything else, Tim, I feel like that, this comes with extra responsibilities. Extra responsibilities towards the profession you are in, and towards the future of the profession you are in. So from here, how I gonna, finish my footprints to make it even better than what we already have, right? So responsibility for me is even bigger in many ways, because probably one point I was a simple bartender in New York, but after Patron Margarita of the Year, Bombay Sapphire, most imaginative cocktail competitions, and whatever achievements and awards I received, people consider me an Indian bartender in the United States. Okay. So when that connect with India, then it even bigger. It becomes like even bigger. So I felt it like lots of pressure on my shoulders that I have to prove. I have to prove in many ways, because India as a country never been a part of a global drinking cultures or any events at sort of. But I want to see myself, India, being a part of the global mixology conventions, awards and ceremonies and whatnot.
Sure.
So this is what I live day in and out in New York this time.
Oh, that's awesome.
Right? So apart from regular job, if you ask me what is your dream, then my dream is to see Indian bartenders, Indian mixology. Indian mixology would not cover everything, but flavors from Southeast Asia, and see them in the global mixology map. That's what I feel at this point. So more than just tapping on my back and cheering all these moments, I feel extra pressure to prove myself to do even bigger things in life.
Okay.
So that's what I'm doing.
All right. Well, so I guess off of that, follow-up question then is, I mean, you talked about you want to make a gin. I guess what's next? Like, I mean, what do you feel is your next evolution to create that goal?
So, of course, I wanna leave something behind me. Hemant, as who understood the spices in a bigger spectrum. So, I really wanna create my own gin. Okay. That's always been my dream. I don't know when this is gonna happen. I was very close, but I gave up. So many business aspect of it. Apart from that, inspiring and I'm pretty much into. I have affiliation with different universities back home. Whenever I go to India, I teach mixology, and not only Junoon. Apart from that, I do a lot of red carpet events, big events, where I had my other firm in between, where I was doing phenomenal, events for brands and for myself to, get extra revenue for myself. But what next is creating even better drinking program for our upcoming project called Jazba, and even bigger program for things going on in India for myself, because there I feel like that whatever I learn here in United States with my creations, I show this to the country.
Sure.
So many bartenders and my hospitality friends get inspired out of this, which I received, which I feel through the messages and emails I get every day. So that for me that is a success.
Okay.
If I'm doing something which helps community to grow and Indian bartenders to grow, that's a success for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think you'll ever fully move back to India, or
I don't know. That's very subjective questions. I may or may not, but this country offered me everything with open hands, and I'm doing very well. And I have a company like Junoon, which is flourishing and doing even bigger things in coming days. So I can see like it's gonna be very hectic, but it's fruitful.
Yeah. Awesome.
I don't know about that.
Well, please don't leave me yet. We just met, so now I got to be educated. So you have to teach me. So, this again, just amazing. Question 5, drink 5. Last one of the night. What are we drinking?
All right, team. The last one has to be a bartender's favorite. I don't know if you like it or not, but with me you have to like it. There's no other way. A shot of Fernet Blanca.
Excellent.
After 4 phenomenal drinks, we have to settle everything with this shot of Fernet.
Are you a shooter, or are you a sipper, or do we?
You can sip. You can sip. You don't have to shoot it.
I mean, I'll shoot it if you shoot it, but I'm
gonna sip it.
All right.
Slowly.
I didn't know if you were a shooter or a sipper. I like.
So it helps to calm down everything.
Yep. Just puts you in your place.
Yep, absolutely.
Excellent. Well, question 5 comes down to the flip of the Whiskey Wednesday coin. You can flip it, you can spin it, you can do whatever you want. You don't have to answer. The coin will give us the answer.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. I like this.
I mean, again,
what should I do? I know you have a regular one and a Japanese.
Yeah, I mean, it's totally up to you. I mean,
a part of Asia, the Japanese.
Yeah, there you go.
Right.
That's the new ones that just came out, but
good.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah,
I like the fonts and everything here.
I mean, yeah, we just I know like you just got the one that at the Powers event,
Yeah,
but
I
yeah,
got
like that one, but yeah, that's.
Okay, I'm ready, man.
All right. So question 5. If you had a chance to do it all over again, would you?
All right, I just said the coin gonna answer.
Yeah. Yep. Fuck no!
Fuck no.
That one might be broke.
Oh shit, man. Oh my god.
Because I think that from talking to you today,
I will keep this coin with me for sure. But I don't know. Meaning, it took me where I'm today. It took me about 12 solid years, and despite having 3 years of educational background, so could have been yes too. Because I'm always open for new challenges in my life. Probably what age I am right now, that's where the coin figured it out like no. Because it's like you're gonna run out of the time,
Well,
this is what it is. This is a challenge.
Yeah, the coin never lies. So again, maybe you got a defective coin. I don't know, but we'll go from there. But thank you so much again, Havis and I was at Junoon. It's been amazing, and now that we've drank together, we are family. So I cannot wait to come back and really sit down and have a good proper drink.
We always, it will be a privilege and an honor to have you for a full meal and whatever you can think of. But thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
No, thank you. I appreciate your time. It's been a true honor. You have honestly rocked my world. Like, again, you gave me, 4 amazing drinks and then Fernet. So it's...
Just for fun.
Just for fun, yes.
Cheers,
Cheers.
everyone.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much.